Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well, you amazing, amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. It's Thursday, baby. That's it. It's Thursday. I got that right. I didn't even have to check. Didn't even have to check. You're looking absolutely amazing. I'm going to get straight into the meat and potatoes. As in this video, we're talking about Bryan Kohberger's family because there was a nice little article, an update on Bryan's family that was hidden behind a paywall. And yes, I did have to pay to read this, but I can bring it to you so you don't have to. Not all heroes wear capes. Anyway, let's get straight into it. I'm not going to keep you for too long because I know you've got stuff to do. And later on today, I will be, because of the requests that I did it, I will be talking about Drip Drop's video that he released and going over some of the stuff that he spoke about. But let's have a look at this, shall we? It says, Bryan Kohberger's family seen for the first time in months as bombshell twist threatens to throw them into middle of Idaho murder case. So we'll see what that is, shall we? What is this? What is this bombshell twist? Dunno. Are they going to mention Sahara? Bryan Kohberger's family has been living in the shadows. Sounds sinister. Or have they just been living in their house? The accused killer was arrested in connection with the 2022 murder of 4 college students, and his family has been noticeably absent from the dozens of court cases held since. It's because they don't have a GoFundMe, and they don't have loads of money. They're not wealthy people, and they haven't got 60-odd thousand people behind them chucking money at them. Like, I don't know, who do you chuck money at? Who are them people? Like buskers. Got a few buskers around this case. Anyway, so it says Bryan Kohberger could be executed by firing squad if found guilty of killing the University of Idaho students. And prosecutors have said family members may be called to testify against him. Still can't go over that phony, Nick, I reckon. Family members have barely left their homes since Kohberger's arrest. What? So you've literally been camping? They've probably not left their house because you've been sitting outside it, or you haven't been sitting outside it, so you don't know if they've left or not. So what is it? They feel like they can't leave the house because they're being imprisoned by fucking paparazzi. Anyway, rant over. But exclusive Daily Mail photos show they have been carrying out their daily chores. The looming trial is due to kick off in August. Michael Kohberger, father, 69, was spotted by Daily Mail cameras tending to the garden at the family home in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania on Friday as bombshell court documents are being filed 13 states away in Idaho. The following day, exclusive photos show him clad in pajamas, calmly clearing away tree branches and tidying up trash at the front of his property. I hope he ain't fucking wearing gloves. I hope he's not wearing gloves dealing with that trash. You know what people think to that, Michael? I hope you're not. His wife, Marianne, 65, remained inside their home. She's not been seen in public since she and her husband were called to testify in front of a grand jury in May 2023 for an unrelated case. That would be the Smithers case, that I believe is what was the catalyst to the FBI looking at Bryan Kohberger and likely what caused this entire fucking debacle in the first place. Dana Smithers, look it up. Kohberger's involvement in that case has since been ruled out. Funny that. Not long before it's ruled out in this one as well. Especially if you listen to Lawyer You Know. Did you check out Lawyer You Know yesterday? Did you? Great video. Mr. Sexy Hair. But he's not wrong. Do you know what I mean? I saw the comments. He was getting some as well. Yeah, you don't listen to Sahara. You shouldn't listen to him. He's done some dodgy stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? No, he's a bloke who's gone in and dropped a bombshell on the prosecution. And the judge is going to have to deal with it. And he's going to have to deal with it promptly, swiftly, and correctly. So is Sahara lying? If he's not lying, he's telling the truth. And if he's telling the truth, this could be case dismissed. Thank you very much. See you later. Cheers, tar, bye. Anyway, so there's Bryan there, look. And there is Michael. Thankfully, he's not got gloves on. So no accusations can be made, even though I'm not too sure about the hat. Michael, you let me down there. You let me down there a little bit with a hat. But it says his father, Michael, 69, has maintained his daily status quo and was spotted during yard work in exclusive photos by the Daily Mail. Remember this. I paid, so you don't have to. Legend. Oh no, he's got gloves on. He's got gloves on. He's got a Wally hat and gloves on. They're gonna crucify him. Dodgy as fuck. Clearly trying to hide his DNA. Damn it. The chilling allegations against Kohberger substantially affected his older sisters, Amanda 37 and Melissa 33. Both lost their jobs when his alleged crimes went public. Amanda appears to have landed a new job as a counsellor close to the family home, with the recent Daily Mail pictures showing her keeping a low profile while shopping. Public records show she got her Pennsylvania social work license in June last year. She was let go from her acting job in 2023, perhaps because she couldn't fucking act. There you go. Kohberger, a former criminology PhD student at Washington State University, is accused of murdering Madison Mogan, Katie Gonsalves, Anna Knodel, and Ethan Chapin in November 2022. Got a cough. It is said to have been a brutal, sharp item, attack during the early morning hours of an off-campus home. And if we reference just briefly, again, Drip Drop's video, which I will talk about later, she acted real strange when they said, so knife then. She was like, oh, we'll know more later. But we'll talk on that in video 2 later. So stick around. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what you doing? Look, help a guy out, look. And smash like, it's free. Stop freeloading. Anyway, where are we? There are 2 surviving roommates, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. His family has largely maintained their silence since his arrest at their $140,000 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in the private Indian Mountain Lake community, which was raided by the FBI. However, sources revealed to NBC's Dateline in May 2023 that Kohberger's older sisters had suspicions, got to be true. Dateline said it, mate. Dateline said it, got to be true. Had suspicions regarding their brother's involvement in the murders, even searching his car once he returned home a month later. Several family members reportedly searched the vehicle for possible evidence, so they didn't find fuck all either. According to Dateline, one of his 2 sisters loudly pointed out Kohberger's Washington apartment was just a few miles from the crime scene at the time. She reportedly also noted his white Hyundai Elantra, which was the same as the vehicle at the centre of the murder investigation, down to make, model, and colour. Can't trust your siblings. They say blood is thicker than water, not all the time. Your friends you can choose, your family you're fucking stuck with. Dateline claimed a source said one of Kohberger's sisters had raised concerns about his possible involvement because he pinched her phone. That report also alleged his father responded by insisting Kohberger could not have been responsible for those students' deaths. And there's some pictures there. There's Michael again. Fuck, they've caught him in some really dodgy clothing, ain't they? Bless him, look. And there we go. That's one of the sisters. That's Amanda. She looked like she need Amanda. Amanda, hug and kiss. Perhaps put a smile on a little face, look. But anyway, swiftly moving on. There's the victims, along with some of the non-victims. There's more of the big earring girl. At least she's dressed a bit better than her dad. Her jeans are running away from her fucking feet, though. Don't know what's going on there. Is that fashion over in the US? Jeans running away from your fucking feet? There's a car that looks like a Sonata, not a white Hyundai Elantra. Looks fuck all like an Elantra. There we go. Oh, fuck me. He's got a Hoover. He's got gloves on, and he's got a mask on, and he's got a Hoover. There you go. And apparently it was his DNA. Only joking. They got his DNA. But he's got gloves, a mask, and a Hoover. That's the kill kit. It's the kill kit right there. And shit, what is that? Looks like he's taped a body to the front door. It's all dodgy stuff, look. All dodgy stuff. I hope that's his bin and not the neighbours. So what's this bombshell stuff in there talking about? The drama within the Kohberger household came to a head when federal authorities arrived at home on December 30th, 2022. Their force reportedly ripped the front door off its hinges, and according to Dateline, they found a suspected killer sorting his trash while wearing latex gloves. Just that. He was stark bollock naked apart from gloves. No, he was wearing gloves because he's a fucking germaphobe. He's a germaphobe who's on the ASD spectrum, most likely. Who knows? Again, it's a rumor, seemingly being suggested throughout the court process. But if I was handling fucking rubbish, I'd put gloves on. Do you know why? Because I'm not a psychopath. Subsequently, Michael was seen in exclusive Daily Mail pictures, not now because I've got them as well, taken at the time, tidying up the mess from the SWAT team raid. Oh, so that's probably where the SWAT team bashed his door in. So they let him clean up, and that's nice of them. Shards of glass and remnants of the door's decorative panel could be seen lying near a trash can containing broken window blinds, also damaged during the bust. The property has since returned to a state of normalcy. Well, not really. Brian's in prison, jail, whatever it is, with a floral wreath adorning the new door. Following a series of delays, the case is finally set to go to trial August the 11th, and Kohberger could face execution by firing squad if found guilty. His mother previously expressed her opposition to the death penalty, school shootings, and abortion in letters published in a local newspaper. In one letter to the editor titled, "I pray we consider the children before the gun," published in the Pocono Record in March 2008, Marianne wrote, "I do not personally support abortion and by all means do not support the death penalty. State-sanctified murder is still just that, murder." Kohberger's relatives have only spoken out once since his arrest, releasing a statement in January 2023 saying that they will let the legal process unfold. Best way to be. Best way to be. Pity that all the fucking families around this didn't do that. They also confirmed they had fully cooperated with law enforcement in an attempt to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence rather than judge known facts and make erroneous assumptions, which is what we do here. We make erroneous assumptions. But so does everyone, because that's what we do. We're human. In the statement, the family also acknowledges the victims. First and foremost, we care deeply for the 4 families who have lost their precious children. There are no words that can adequately express the sadness we feel, and we pray each day for them. Part of the statement said they would love and support Kohberger throughout the process, but they haven't been seen. They haven't been seen at any of his court appearances since his extradition hearing in early 2023. That could be due to Ashley Jennings, otherwise known as Bullshitter Betty, Latah County Deputy Prosecutor, asking Judge Stephen Hippler to exclude members of the accused killer's family from attending the trial before they give evidence. The state may call members of the Kohberger family to testify at trial, she wrote. Prior to the start of the trial, the state anticipates will motion the court, or the court will, under its own accord, generally exclude testifying witnesses from the courtroom so that they cannot hear the other witnesses' testimony. There we go. I'm still waiting for the, what do you call it? Obviously, I've got to get a picture of that in there, and you remember that? Blood dripping outside the wall. Don't know what that is. Is that when the U-Haul van turned up? Mattresses removed, look. It is unclear exactly who the prosecution plans to call to the stand, as they have until mid-April to submit a witness list. And despite allegedly defending his son to family members, Kohberger's father may also be called to the stand as a witness. He flew to Washington mid-December to accompany his son on a 2,500-mile drive from his apartment in Pullman to the family home in Pennsylvania, where Kohberger was later arrested. The pair travelled in the same white Hyundai Elantra that later became linked to the Moscow, Idaho crime scene through a series of videos and headlights that looked like they were made by fucking plasticine. But anyway, that's by and by. And we're still waiting on data from cell phone stuff, and that's a whole new story, which we've covered extensively. They were pulled over twice for speeding and tailgating. The interactions with police were caught on body cam and are expected to be shown to a jury to say he must be a killer because he tailgates people and he speeds. Not to think that if this motherfucker had just killed people, he'd probably be keeping himself on the straight and narrow. Let's drive real normal. No, he was driving like a twat. There you go. If family members are called to the stand as witnesses, a gag order may prevent them from speaking out about the case. Well, they didn't fucking say anything anyway, so there you go. A ruling issued on June 23rd, 2023 by Judge John C. Judge stated journalists are allowed to interview family members involved in the case, but not lawyers. This came after a motion to vacate the amended non-dissemination order was filed by a coalition of 20 media outlets. And then we've got some of these about the mask and stuff. Frozen shock phase. and asleep, apparently. But what you can do when you're asleep and in frozen shock phase, or a mixture of the two, is text your fucking bollocks off and call out to private hire drivers and all that sort of stuff. The order restricts attorneys directly involved in the case who are representing the party witnesses or family members and the agents for those attorneys, including law enforcement, from making certain statements about the case to the media or the public. New court filings also revealed that Kohberger's defense is asking the court that his family be given the same rights as the victims' families, to be included in a list of people to perceive priority seating when the trial kicks off in August. I wonder if I'll get priority seating. Probably not. I'll probably be sitting on the roof and looking through a fucking skylight. This request came after prosecutors submitted a list of victims' relatives to the court, with defense attorney Elijah Massif claiming that excluding Kohberger's family would violate his Sixth Amendment rights. At the latest filing, Jennings shot down his claims, writing defendants' requests that members of his family be granted the same rights as the victims' families. However, the immediate family members of homicide victims have constitutional and statutory rights to attend pursuant to the Idaho Constitution. There are no comparable constitutional or statutory provisions affording a defendant's family these same rights. She's a bitch, isn't she? Absolute bitch. And this is what we talk about, do you know what I mean? Even if the guy did it, his fucking family didn't do it, why punish him? Do you know what I mean? That's where it all starts. I told you before, we need to talk about Kevin, that film, do you know what I mean? Fucked his mother up. It's a disgrace, mate. There we go. The defendant has a constitutional statutory right to a public trial. No shit, fucking Sherlock. But he also has a right to a fair trial, and one where all of the prosecutors in there don't talk fucking shit. But that seems to have gone fucking awry, doesn't it? Anyway, I digress. But that does not extend to the defendant choosing whom sits in the courtroom. The prosecution has agreed that his immediate family, including step-parents and relatives by marriage, should remain in the courtroom during the entirety of the trial. Lawyers for the family did not immediately respond to a request for comment from the Daily Mail. Oh, so I've basically been fucking clickbaited. Because what did that say there, look? Bombshell twist. What is the bombshell twist? Did I miss it? I've read the whole thing. I paid for that. Paid out of my own cash. Do you know what I mean? It's bad, that. Bad. Tricked. I feel tricked. I feel violated. But there you go. That's an update on the family. Update on Bryan Kohberger's family. I thought you'd want to know that they were all okay. Michael's obviously walking around with a Hoover and gloves on, doing stuff to the bin, which looks dodgy as fuck. But apart from that, business as usual. They're being held hostage by paparazzi outside the house, and they might not be allowed in trial if Ashley Jennings has anything to do with it. But at this rate, I don't even think she'll be in court, because she's likely going to lose her fucking job. Anyway, let me know down below what you think, and I'll catch you all later on in video 2 when we talk about Drippity Drip Drop. Sus to us.